Okay, so let's see what kind of parameters the cone twist constraints have. So I have this little simulation of this guy getting blown up, and here are all the parameters. And obviously I'm using a test sim here, but it is obviously on the agent constraint network where you have all these attributes. So let's go back here and let's start with the softness. Softness tells you how fast a joint will be affected by the boundaries. If this is high, the joint will be able to go right at the edge of the boundaries. And if this is lower, the boundaries are affecting it much faster. If I play this now here, you see how it looks. It's kind of loose. And then if I set this to maybe 0.1, then it affects the joints much quicker. So then you see it has this very stiff feeling to him. Boom. That is the softness. So I'm going to put that to 0.9. Here again is the constraint force mixing, and side effects describes this as making the constraints more spongier. So here is with the low settings, and if I would get that up, it would be something like this. And then if we go to this bias factor here, that is how much you can break the constraints and how fast try to fix them. So if I have this very low, like 0.1, you can see that the rig is breaking. And if I put this agent configure joints down here, so you can see how much it's breaking. So you can see these feet are not in their cone, and the legs are not in the cone, and it's just getting worse when it gets slammed by this. You can see his arms not in the cone either. But if I, on the other hand, go back here and put this into 1, then they can't break. So then they have to stay. And you can see that if you go, now they are clearly inside their boundaries. So if I play that, I find that it looks a bit more mechanical when you have this set to 1. So I actually find the default value on 0.3 quite nice. So if I go back there and look at this, I think that feels much more organic. And then if we go to relaxation factor, I never got any good result by changing this, to be honest. It's the change rate of the angular velocities. And yeah, I can easily break the rig if I've changed this. If I say put this to 0.2 for example, you'll see I get overstretching. Yeah, so I'm sure there are good use to this, but I'm never using it myself. And then if we put this back to 1, and then we have the position constraint force mixing, and that is just concerned with the position of the bones. So we can see if I get this up, if I go to wireframe, not W there, if I go here and do W and then put this to 1, you can see it's stretching and breaking the rig, but it's only the positions, not the orientation. So if I would play this, you get this kind of spaghetti vibe to him. And then this position error reduction parameter, that is basically fixing this position error and how fast it fixes that position error. So if I would set that to 0, then you can see I have this rig that never fixes. It looks like something from Dead Space. And if I would put this to 1, and immediately on the first frame, you can see if I have from 0 to 1, try to fix it, and then it's just keeping him together. So yeah, that's a quick run through.